from the field. Round 2, game 2 is underway in the opening tip, controlled by Colorado in the road black. And right away they look to Masigayo. Back outside to Weta. Garzone knocked away by Brea Cunningham. An early turnover for Colorado. Isis Bay and now Paulina Paris, and Arizona will run their offense.
And both these clubs are known for their defense, but in different ways. Arizona's a team that wants to pick you up full, pressure you up tight, and force you into turnovers. Colorado wants to force you into contested shots.
Bay doesn't get the roll, and it's batted out of bounds by Cunningham. Colorado's starting 5 includes Leor Garzone, Weta at the point, Johanna Teder. Garzone was good yesterday, 21 points, 18 in the second half in that victory over Houston. 66-58 was the final.
And so, Eric, the matchup when Colorado has the ball is Weta versus Jada Williams. And you'll see Arizona switching around the perimeter. Weta's had an issue taking care of the ball since being moved in this full-time point guard position.
Teder tried to feed it into Masigayo. It was lost out of bounds by Colorado. The Arizona starting 5 is Williams, Skylar Jones, Paulina Paris. Brea Cunningham needs to stay out of foul trouble. It was an issue in the regular season meeting in Boulder, which was won by Colorado over Arizona. Ended up falling out of that game. Jones fights inside for 2. Jones, number 3 scorer on this team, making her 7th straight start, averaging 10 points a game.
Eric, so far, Colorado 2 offensive possessions, 2 turnovers. They haven't even been able to really get into an offensive set.
Masigayo for Teder. 8 on the shot clock. Garzone pretty far from the basket. Can she do something off the dribble? Gives it up to Weta. Weta heaves it up. That's off the iron. Good defensive start for Arizona so far against Colorado.
Well, and this is not the same Arizona team that faced Colorado in Boulder earlier this season. This team has grown up so much in the last 4 weeks of this season.
Foul's going to be called on Colorado. I think it was Weta who fouled out of yesterday's game.
Well, and this is a set play. Skylar Jones just makes the face cut on Weta, and then she just uses that length, a great drop step around the defender to get to the rim.
Foul is on Weta, so she picks up her first. Paris launches for 3. And good positioning by the freshman Betson to get the rebound for Colorado. Masigayo on the drive, and there is the first foul on Brea Cunningham.
And Eric, that possession for Colorado is why I say Masigayo is such a difficult matchup. She's not a traditional low post player. She likes to face and then look to attack her defender.
Well, Masigayo will go to the free throw line to shoot a couple. The junior from Fort Worth. All Big 12 honorable mention selection this season. If you've been following the Colorado story, you know they're without their leading scorer, Frida Foreman. Honorable mention Big 12 selection herself. She's been battling a foot problem. This will be the 15th game she has missed. Masigayo off the mark. Jones. Williams defended by Teder. Jada's been the leading scorer for this Arizona team 8 times this year, taking the Wildcats a little while to get going. Shot clock now down to 5. Cunningham has to turn and shoot. I don't think she realizes the time left, and that's going to be a second quick foul on Brea Cunningham. Before this game, we had a conversation with Adia Barnes, and one of the first things that came up was Cunningham staying out of foul trouble.
Well, and this is not going to make the head coach happy. Shot clock going down, and Cunningham trying to create something, goes right into Masigayo. And I think that's an easy call, and this is where Cunningham has to be smarter on the floor.
That was the meeting in Boulder, right? She picked up 2 fouls in the opening minutes.
It's parallel.
Yes, yes. And in the end, it was a win for Colorado against Arizona. So Cunningham to the bench with the 2. And she's so important because she's the number 2 scorer. She's a top 10 rebounder in the Big 12. Offensive foul called on Colorado. Taking the contact is Isis Bay.
Well, Isis is telling Cunningham, I got you back. This time it's her moving her feet and drawing the charge on Masagayo.
Masagayo picks up her first personal. Katerina Kuznejicev in the post along with Bay. She'll go outside now, and she knocks it down. The freshman from Serbia, averaging just 2.5 points a game. She had 8 points in the most recent game for Arizona against Arizona State in a career-high 31 minutes. So expect to see her play a little bit here today, especially you knock down threes. Buy yourself some more time.
Well, Eric, look how far out Colorado's trying to initiate their offense right now due to the pressure that Arizona's putting on the ball handlers.
Garzone, 8 on the shot clock. Nothing happening right now. Masagayo is going to try to go one-on-one on Bay. Couldn't get it. Gets the offensive rebound and a second chance here for Colorado. And then Bay just swarms her, and the jump ball possession arrow will give it to Arizona.
Well, Colorado goes to double the ball, and that leaves Neskovic open from 3. Shot ready on the catch.
13 of 26 from outside the three-point line for Katerina now on the season. Paris.
And this is something we've seen since Paulina Paris has moved into the starting lineup. She can move over to the point position to allow Jada Williams off guard.
I think Jada Williams has been thinking about knocking down a 3 in her hometown of Kansas City for a while. Once that came down through the net, she was celebrating. That's going to be kicked by Arizona. It'll be Colorado basketball.
I mean, it's like Kansas City's the basketball capital of the world because everyone's from Kansas City. Jada Williams knocking down the huge 3.
And a little contact after that. Grace Oliver into the game. I think the Williams family and friends section is going to be very large here as we just got our first peek.
And something tells me Jada wants to put a show on for them as well.
That's going to be a foul called on Paris. Well, you know, Arizona under Adia Barnes has been a defense-first team. She was very blunt about what she thought of her team's defensive ability. It's a very young team. They have just the senior in Bay. They're without Taya Du now, sophomore from Las Vegas due to injury. So things are shortened up a little bit, but a good defensive start so far for Arizona against Colorado, no?
Absolutely, and I think for Colorado, they have to be able to be patient on offense, but they've got to set screens and use one another. The ball pressure so far is extending their defense, forcing longer passes, which feeds in to the pressure defense of Arizona.
Tadair works it back to Weta as we approach 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Masagayo with the return to Weta, just couldn't get it to go, and she picks up her second personal foul. That will get us to immediate timeouts. Colorado looking for their first field goal here in round 2 against Arizona.
Well, I think on TCU, I didn't want this break. Talk about a team that is peaking at the right time, playing their best basketball, but I guess rest will do a team some good.
Well, especially a little emotional rest because you go down to Waco, you knock off Baylor with the regular season title on the line, and you get it done. That was an impressive, gritty performance, and I think the celebration's still going on in Fort Worth after the regular season title. They're first in a conference since 2010. So you see TCU on the floor tomorrow. And here's Arizona with the pressure, trying to ramp it up on Colorado, breaking the pressure. Garzone couldn't get the 3 to go, and a traveling violation is going to get called on Paris. Well, J.R. Payne's team, trouble with turnovers. That's been the issue all season long. There were problems yesterday, as we talked about right at the top of the telecast, and the turnovers have been costly so far today, Christy.
Yes. 4 turnovers for Colorado, leading to all 8 of Arizona's points. And I watched J.R. Payne closely yesterday, especially in that fourth quarter with all the turnovers of Colorado, just positively coaching her team, trying to get them to calm down. And that's what she has said, where they miss Frida Foreman the most. It's just that presence on the floor that calms everyone else down.
Well, after going 0 for 5 from the field to start the game, Colorado finally gets on the board with a field goal to make it an 8-3 game. Grace Oliver getting the first field goal for the Buffs.
Adia Barnes said in the first matchup, Colorado overplayed, took away first, second options. And her players never adjusted, never made Colorado pay for that. She's expecting them to play a little bit more well-rounded today.
Ayanna Johnson in the game, traveled to turn it over. That's number 5. Of the 33 turnovers yesterday for Colorado, 14 came in the fourth quarter alone. And you know, Adia Barnes saw that, and defensive first coach, that's an area they want to exploit here today, and so far they have.
Well, Arizona under Coach Barnes, when they turn you over, they're looking to make you pay. That has been trademark Arizona basketball. And so I got to believe as they watched that game yesterday, they were getting very excited in terms of what they might be able to do to Colorado here today.
Mylene Rolf, freshman from Germany, is on the floor, number 13. Here's Bay. Bay spinning to her right and finishing. Isis Bay, very young team as we mentioned. She's the only senior right now playing for Arizona, getting her first points, averaging better than 8 a game. Had 15 against Arizona State. Once again, Colorado with the turnover.
Where Isis Bay gets the ball, and she's patient on this move. Uses the elbow to clear out the defender a little bit, but this is what I love most. Telling her teammate, get off the ball, that's my job.
Well, when you're the senior, you're the grandma of this young team, so you got to listen to your grandma.
Well, and grandma knows what her head coach wants, and that's where she's like, I got the defense.
Williams looks for Bay. Good positioning, and the basket.
Colorado's got to make an adjustment defensively because Isis Bay will just bury them in the paint if they continue to play that way.
Garzone off the mark, and here comes Arizona the other way, already up by 9, trying to stretch it out here in the first quarter.
But I will say Bay looks like she's sucking a little wind right now, so she's walking down the floor.
Jada Williams, not this time. Batted out by Rolf. Fight inside, no. Tipped around and controlled by Garzon. Into the hands of the freshman, Kennedy Sanders at the point.
And I think it's key for Sanders not to get sped up. Her earlier turnover, she's trying to do too much too fast.
She had to play a lot yesterday. She'll have to do a lot here today with Weta on the bench with the 2 personal fouls. Here's Jones. Jones hops through and finishes. Beautifully done by Skylar Jones, and a timeout called by Colorado. Sophomore from Chicago with some fancy footwork to get the bucket.
Well, the Chicago native is showing a little Windy City action. Just the hesitation, splits the defender, and then gathers for the 2 at the rim. That's some Chi-Town magic right there.
Arizona winners of 4 straight games. You can see the regular season at home, 12-5, 7 road wins in their first season in the Big 12. They've won 4 in a row. The most recent game, closing out the regular season, beating Arizona State in Tempe, 71-59. Shot lights out in that game, 54% from outside 3-point line, 15 made threes. Charlie Cream says right now, they are in that group of first 4 out. But Charlie said in his, what is becoming an every quarter hour update now, a win today and a Virginia Tech loss to Georgia Tech in the ACC tournament, and they would be in the field. And Charlie has to throw out the qualifier for now, because as we know over these next few days, anything and everything will happen.
Here's the thing, if I'm Arizona, win today to get an opportunity to get another quad 1 win, because I think that's probably the beef right now, and everything's in their hands. Arizona's that is. Keep winning. I think we'll see them in the tournament.
Masagayo with the bucket. She's got 3. Look who's back into the game playing with the 2 personal fouls for Arizona. Is that surprising to you with Brea Cunningham on the floor?
There's just not a lot of depth right now for Arizona. And Adia Barnes did this in Boulder when she got the 2 quick fouls. She went with her again in that second quarter. So I think it's just her having trust in her player.
Sarah Rose Smith is on the floor for Colorado. That's good news for the Buffaloes. She's been battling an injury, and a blocking foul is going to be called on Arizona. Smith brings rebounding, a little bit of size. Didn't play against Houston yesterday, played 20 minutes against Texas Tech in the regular season finale.
Eric, she also brings experience, and so I kept thinking yesterday, when all the turnovers were happening, they need Sarah Rose Smith, just another veteran player to maybe handle the ball, make some decisions with the ball in her hands, like that rebound putback.
So the fifth year wasting no time to get involved. She gets the putback to make it a 7-point game, final minute.
I can't say enough about Masagayo's defense. She is anchoring the defense for the Buffs, talking all the time.
Lauren Swan into the game for Arizona, freshman from Queens. And Arizona is claiming it was tipped by Colorado. The officials disagree. And perhaps a little conversation here. And they're going to keep it. Are they going to keep it with Colorado? Arizona was convinced it was touched by Colorado.
Well, Jada Williams just let it go out of bounds because she assumed that it had been touched. Yep. And looks like she's going to get her way on this. I couldn't tell if Sarah Rose Smith got her hand on that or not.
So the officials do reverse it, and it will be Arizona basketball with 8 on the shot clock.
Nice switch out there by Sarah Rose Smith.
Has to happen quickly here for Arizona. Thrown up, followed up by Cunningham, but that's after the shot clock. Shot clock violation. Colorado basketball with the shot clock turned off.
I like this change too. Wetta's in the game. She's got to be smart with those fouls. But again, it's an offensive possession. Try to get a little momentum if you're Colorado going into the break.
So Wetta is out there with the 2 personal fouls. Masagayo with it. Looks to create off the dribble. Cannot. And the rebound pulled down by Arizona. Time here with 4 seconds across half court. And stepping out of bounds was Swan. Had more time than she thought and rushed it. And in her haste to get a shot off, stepped out of bounds. So 1.8 here for Colorado.
I thought Masagayo went way too fast as well for Colorado.
Wetta will launch, and that's off the mark. Look, when your season is on the line, things happen quickly, and you want to make things happen. And more was happening.
To outdo for Arizona. Their young players have grown up.
Garzone still trying to find the range here in round 2 after a very strong performance against Houston. And Jones back the other way. Fed inside, now out. Extra pass to the corner. A little more time this time for Swan, but couldn't get it. But the putback is good. Isis Bay, but look at Masagayo running the floor for 2. Cunningham back on the bench for Arizona to start the quarter. Wetta is on the floor with the 2 fouls for Colorado.
I like that decision by J.R. Payne. I think, what are you waiting for? You don't want to have this deficit get larger to where it's almost impossible to come back. I'm sure the message was, get out there, lead your team on the offensive end, play smart defensively.
Bay launches with 2 on the shot clock. Doesn't get iron, and it's a Colorado ball. Substitutions for the Buffaloes. Aaron Powell coming in for Colorado.
Well, Isis Bay missed that last shot, but she was right place, right positioning for the offensive rebound. And then Masagayo just took off once she saw Bay scored and got the 2 in transition for Colorado.
Sanders back on for Colorado as well, so Wetta goes to the bench. Arizona a little too aggressive, trying to make things difficult for Sanders. And a foul is called on the Wildcats. Jones gets it. Sanders. Here comes the double. Masagayo's open. Jones jumps up to knock it away. Swan turned it over. Bumpy start for the freshman, who is a member of the All Big 12 freshman team. And she'll head to the bench here. And the veteran Paris will come on.
Well, Swan is looking for her three when she comes in, and she can get hot in a second. But right now she's too sped up. So I like that Adia Barnes getting her out, let the freshman calm down, let her recollect.
Masagayo on the drive, dropped down to Masagayo. Had an open look, just wouldn't drop down. Last touched by Colorado, Arizona basketball.
Eric, one key for Colorado now that I'm seeing is Masagayo needs to get direct passes. A lot of loopy passes that's allowing defense to get centered against her defensively. If they could lead her, get a sharp pass, this is when Masagayo's at her best because she can take a player one-on-one.
Colorado will bring a little pressure into the backcourt. Now they'll settle in as Paris runs the point now for the Wildcats. 19 wins on the season. Go ahead.
Sorry, I was going to say that was an ISO for Jones to go one-on-one, but great help defense by Colorado.
Bay is fouled by Masagayo. That's her second personal foul. And Tabitha Betson jumps off the bench to come on for Colorado. So I'll send Masagayo to the bench with 2. Again, Masagayo, the active scoring leader for this Colorado team, with Frida Foreman out with the injury again today. Isis Bay from Murray, Utah. Last season was her first season with Arizona. Primarily came off the bench, averaged 5 points a game, but she's been a starter for most of this season, upping her average to 8.5 a game, and she's got 7 to lead Arizona so far here in the first half. Here's Betson. Tadair. Bay jumps out on her. Sanders is open for 3. That won't drop. Powell tries to get the putback, and a foul is going to be called on Arizona.
Credit to Dare with keeping her handle there when the double came off that on-ball screen to find Sanders. And because Arizona was in rotation, that is how Powell was open on the backside for that offensive rebound.
Eileen Rolfe picks up the personal foul. That's her second. And Erin Powell will go to the free throw line. Freshman from, I'm going to ask you for clarity on this one. I'm from New England, so I think it's Hampshire, England, but is it Hampshire, England?
Yeah.
No, I mean, really, think about this now.
I would say Hampshire. I'm from the South. So you're from New England. I'm sure it's Hampshire.
Is there anybody in the crew from England who can make a correction on this? I feel Hampshire feels
it's
a little bigger,
way.
Yeah. So the freshman at the free throw line from England. Let's just keep it simple. Beautiful take by Skylar Jones. Jones didn't score against Arizona State in the regular season finale, but making up for lost time here in the first half. 3 of 3 from the field. She's got 6.
Well, she's a matchup issue for Colorado right now. If they can isolate her, she can beat her player one-on-one because a quick first step.
Tadair. Fed to Sarah Rose Smith, who scores again.
And here's the ISO for Jones again with the post up.
Came up short, though, on the inside. One and done as it's picked up by Erin Powell. Freshman Betson. Betson working against the 5th-year senior. Beautiful move by Tabitha Betson. Much better this quarter from Colorado. They've already matched their point total from the first quarter, and they're within 5.
Well, I think a big part of that is they're taking better care of the ball here in this quarter so far.
Six on the shot clock for Paris. Paris spinning, goes to the left. Beautiful finish by Paulina Paris, who played at North Carolina the previous 2 seasons. So getting her first taste of the Big 12 tournament. Harris saved it, but to Sarah Rose Smith through the hands of Tadair. 5.5 to go before halftime. Jada Williams and Brea Cunningham, two of the starters for Arizona, will come in next dead ball. Three-pointer no good, and a tie-up. Jones and Powell get tangled up, and the possession arrow will give it to Arizona, but Jones needs a moment. Cunningham back on, Williams back on. Jones will stay on for the moment. And give a thumbs up to one of our officials, says she's okay.
Yeah, she just got wrapped up there as they both players were going for that rebound.
Grabbing at her left leg.
Her head coach has been calling plays for her. Something tells me now on the offensive end she's going to feel pretty good.
The pain goes away.
Pain always is worse on the defensive end than the offensive end. At least that was my experience as a player.
Well, Jones was trying to drive towards the basket, but lost the handle, lost it out of bounds of the Colorado basketball.
I can't emphasize this enough for Colorado. Going from the break, 6 turnovers. Only 1 turnover so far in this quarter, and now we're starting to see the offense come to life for Colorado.
Back out to Smith. Once again, the shot clock goes deep here for the Buffs. At 6, Sarah Rose Smith will try it from outside. Welcome back to the lineup, Sarah Rose Smith. 7 points off the bench, and Colorado within 4. Williams trying to get Cunningham going. Tough shot, wouldn't go down. She's still scoreless, 0 for 2 from the field. Colorado building a little momentum, and Sarah Rose Smith trying to make the extra pass. And a blocking foul is going to be called on Bay. That will get us to a media timeout with you. They don't know.
Solid gold dancer. Definitely aged.
That jacket, those pants.
Solid gold dancer.
Your outfit today, outstanding. Out of the media timeout. Benson on the inside. She's got 4. This quarter has belonged so far to Colorado. They have outscored Arizona 12-7. Shooting better than 50% from the field this quarter are the Buffs. And to Christie's point earlier, taking care of the basketball is everything for Colorado if they're going to be in this game. And that's what they've been doing here in the second quarter. And Arizona's been forced to take some tough shots. That one's off the mark, and here comes Colorado. Chance to tie or take the lead. They go for the tie, and Benson goes for the rebound, and foul's going to be called on Arizona.
Eric, are they going to get paid for that?
Take you back to the bucket by Benson on the previous trip, and I think you're right. They are going to get Bay for getting a little aggressive with the box, perhaps.
Yeah, and that was the baseline out of bounds play for Benson, and it was a call from the bench, and they were very patient to get her the ball in the touch down low.
That's second foul on Bay. Tadair. Sarah Rose Smith fighting for it again, and Bay rips it away. Up ahead is Jada Williams, and a great hustle play to get back to knock it away by the freshman Kennedy Sanders.
I thought this was going to be a sure 2 as soon as Bay pitched it ahead, but Sanders does not give up on it. Quick hands by the freshman. Eric, I think something to watch is how long can Sarah Rose Smith go in this game, because I am seeing her make switches out, take away passing lanes. That's really causing Arizona to get stagnant on offense.
Illegal screen called on Arizona.
Oh, yeah. Hip definitely gets thrown out there by Nesevic.
Yeah, Nesevic did it, so that's the foul. She'll head to the bench with her first 9-2 run here for the Buffs. Inside of 3 to play in the quarter.
And so Arizona going back with both Cunningham and Bay, who have 2 fouls. And Colorado dropping into a 2-3 matchup now. That's got to be, I'm sorry, Arizona to protect their team, their 2 posts.
Three-pointer is good, and Colorado has the lead. They were down 14-3 in the opening minutes of the game, and the Buffaloes, with a strong second quarter, have their first lead of the game. Seven on the shot clock. Jones, tough shot, trip to the line coming for Skylar Jones.
Bottom line for Colorado, they've started taking care of the ball. They're getting good looks. They're taking advantage of it, and the bench is loving the offensive execution.
Still just 1 turnover for the Buffaloes here in this second quarter. Tadair knocking down the 3. 37% three-point shooter, so she can make them. And here's Skylar Jones at the free throw line. Been a mix of starting and coming off the bench for the sophomore. But as I mentioned before, making her 7th straight start, so been a bit of a fixture in the lineup as of late. The rebound for Betson. Tied at 22.
And Eric, for both these teams, not shooting the ball well so far. 36% for Colorado, 41%. Oh, Arizona just went up a little bit, but free throw shooting, I think, will be key in this game.
Betson launches a 3, too strong, and the rebound for Jones. Jones across half court. Jones down the lane, and Jones will head back to the free throw line.
And that's my point. Can either of these teams force the other to have to execute in the half court and not bail them out with the fouls?
Paulina Paris will head to the bench as Lauren Swan will come back on. Players in and out. Cunningham is someone they've had to manage the minutes of here since she picked up 2 fouls just a few minutes into the game. Jones with 9. Setting the pace for Arizona. Now some pressure in the backcourt, and there is a turnover. So just the 2nd turnover for Colorado as Arizona went to the press, and it was turned over by Sarah Rose Smith.
And that's the thing. After a free throw, Colorado has to expect that quick trap on the inbounds pass, and Sarah Rose was not. Shuffled those feet.
Williams gets it back from Swan. Swan will launch for 3. That one won't drop down. Tadair's got the rebound for Colorado. Bay's got to be careful with the 2 fouls. Got a little aggressive. And then lost out of bounds by Arizona. All right, so it's champ week from coast to coast, and we have eyes in South Carolina. Tennessee upset by Vanderbilt. Is that an upset, though? Tennessee's ranked, but Vanderbilt was a higher seed. We're going to call that, evenly matched game, rivalry game. UNC with the win, and Virginia Tech lost to Georgia Tech. So we remember we talked about the Charlie Cream point when it comes to Arizona, because Arizona is that group of first 4 out. But a win today, coupled with that Virginia Tech loss, would move the Wildcats, for the moment, for now, or the 2 words, into the field, according to Charlie. That's how close and how tight the margins are here for teams like Arizona trying to get into the field. And we know what Arizona's been able to do in Barnes' history in the NCAA tournament if they can get there.
Well, and this is an Arizona team that is playing their best ball. They have continued to improve, especially through the month of February. But right now, there is no NCAA tournament. It is all about this game. They need to get this win here today.
Wildcats have made 4 straight trips to the tournament, of course, making it to the title game in 2021. Colorado goes after it instead of letting Jones make contact for the backcourt violation, and they turned it over. And Jones comes back the other way. What a turn of events there as Arizona gets the basket to go on top by 4 in the final minute. And again, the turnovers hurting. Colorado had taken care of the ball. They had only turned it over twice in their previous 19 possessions, but now getting a little loose, getting the roll is Benson. Shot clock is off. Arizona will hold for one as Williams takes it across half court. Down to 6. Williams tried to kick it out, turned it over. Sanders has time, and then a foul in the backcourt called on Williams. Colorado's in the bonus. They'll shoot 2 free throws. Mistake there by Arizona.
I respect both these head coaches as they are very stoic through all the miscues of their players on the floor right now.
Swan with the foul, just want to be clear on that. Stoic is one word. I sense a little simmering, you know.
I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt right now.
You sometimes hope the mistakes fix themselves by the time you get to March, but sometimes there's just things you have to live with. Thrown up and thrown out from half court at the buzzer by Williams, and it's off the mark. 26 all at halftime. Would you expect any? And as we mentioned, Arizona is in a position with Tennessee losing today and Virginia Tech losing today that they can really help themselves and get there for the moment into that top 16. Bay with the rebound as we're underway here in the third quarter. Cunningham. You got to imagine Arizona was determined to get Cunningham going early. Did not score in the first half, played just 7 minutes.
Well, and I love that transition attempt for Arizona because it was a lot of passing, not a lot of dribbling. And then they found their post down low.
Went up. Masagayo fumbled it. Lost out of bounds. Turnover by Colorado.
Well, for Arizona, pass, one dribble, lead pass, Cunningham, great touch on the pass, which leads to a great touch on the shot.
So turnover by Colorado. It's clear if they take care of the basketball, they're in the game. Their first 12 possessions of the game, Christy, they had 6 turnovers and were outscored 12-3. Then their next 19 possessions, 1 turnover. Got back into the game, took their first lead, outscored Arizona 19-12. But here's Arizona cashing in on the turnover on the other end by getting the basket inside, and they're up by 4. Bay with 9.
And when Arizona scores, Arizona sets up the press. And we know that has not been something that Colorado has consistently handled in the last 2 days.
Knocked out of bounds by Arizona.
Well, for Arizona, it starts with Cunningham in the paint. She pulls the double team. Bay moves so well without the ball. Drop pass, 2 points for Arizona.
Masagayo on the turnaround. Not going to find that against the 6'4" Cunningham. Arizona a chance to add to their lead. Again with Cunningham. Cunningham inside with the left, no. Garzone for Benson. Benson rejected by Bay. Picked up by Paris. Paris going one-on-one against Garzone and finds Williams on the trail for 3. Offensive rebound in the putback, Mylene Rolfe, and a timeout called quickly.
And so he was handcuffed all season. Ron, truly one of the good guys in our game. We wish him the best.
They had one game, was it, against Arizona, where the starting 5 played all 40 minutes each. They only played 5. They had a handful of games where only 6 were able to dress. They had 7 dressed here for the Big 12 tournament. Injuries just decimating that roster and making it so difficult for Houston. But they fought. I mean, they fought, and that was Ron's MO. I remember talking to him several years ago when Houston was going to make the move to the Big 12, going from the American. He knew it was going to be a huge jump for that program.
Well, Dia Barnes said to us earlier today, she goes, we did not deserve to beat Houston. They outplayed us the entire game until that last 5 minutes.
Paris gets called for the offensive foul. Tadair taking the contact for the Buffs.
Paris just telling the official that's so bad. She was shocked by that call.
Cunningham heading to the bench now for Arizona.
Can't kill your dribble that far away from the basket if you're Weta.
So Cunningham has 3, Weta has 3. Or correction, yeah, Weta's got 3, and that's Jada Williams down. Lauren Swan getting ready to come in. Jada's mom making sure she's okay. See what happened.
Well, it's definitely a post up, and
Weta sat on her.
yeah. So Colorado extending into some full court defense now.
Here's Paris. Back out for Jones. Rolf on the drive, couldn't get it, and the rebound for Betson. 5th rebound for Betson to go along with her 8 points in this second round matchup. And why not? She'll try from 3 and make it. The freshman making an impact. Team high 11 points on 5 of 8 shooting, and Colorado is within 1 after the very slow start, and Barnes is going to call a timeout. So Colorado took the early timeout to try to...
By dinner.
Maybe we have to see how they make it work on the benches, because
We can seek
there has to be, you know, some sort of rules or things about bringing work home or leaving things at the office, and we'll have to touch base with them to see how they make their relationships work.
Well, as competitive as they are, I'm not sure they do leave it at home.
Probably not. Arizona gets the bucket out of the timeout to go up by 3. Sander somehow, some way got it to Sarah Rose Smith, who couldn't get it to drop, and it's picked up. Williams back on the floor for Arizona after leaving briefly. Bay is left alone for 3. She'll kick it. 3-pointer is good. It's the freshman Lauren Swan hitting the 3 after missing her first 2 attempts from outside the arc, her first points of the game.
And that's her 46th made 3. So I got to believe the scouting report for Colorado was not to close out short, as we just saw, because Swan made them pay.
She is a shooter, and she's been effective in her freshman year, hitting at 40% from outside the arc. 7 on the shot clock. Masagayo couldn't hold on to it. Turnover by Colorado.
Swan hunts her shots, and it starts with the dribble penetration. There's the kick out, and you see Sarah Rose Smith kind of shuffle into the closeout, start short, hands were down, Swan made her pay. Eric, a couple times now in a row for Colorado, I've seen the lead ball handler pick up their dribble near half court, and that's causing long entry passes, and this is forcing some turnovers by Colorado.
Swan heating up. Back-to-back 3s for Lauren Swan, and Arizona's on top by 9. Weta answers back for Colorado. First points for Weta. Bay. Lost out of bounds, and it will be Colorado basketball.
Well, Lauren Swan saying, hang on, Christy, not 46. Let's give me my 47th 3 on the season. And then in transition, Weta reads that the defender played Masagayo, so takes it up herself for the 2.
Weta known as a pass-first guard, so I think most times you're expecting her to make that pass, but she saw the opening, took the shot, got it to go. Sarah Rose Smith into the front court. Weta, Betson, Purdue.
On cue there, partner. Pass first, set her teammate up perfectly.
13 for the freshman, 6 of 9 from the field. 4th assist for Weta. 5-point game. Now they got to keep an eye on Swan, Colorado does, because she wants it and she's heating up. Williams finds the cutter. Dropped in by Skylar Jones. First points of the second half for Jones after she went for 11 in the first half, and then Colorado turns it over in the backcourt. 14th turnover for the Buffs.
Bay has wanted on the ball every time there's a make. She's been very active on the ball. That time takes away any entry passing, forces the 5-second call.
Swan will try the 2. Bay's got the offensive rebound, second chance opportunity, but Tadair is there to grab it. Whistled inside to Weta, and Williams is going to get called for the foul.
Well, Tadair read that. After the ball was moved around a bit, she was at the free throw line, read the long pass, shot the
out.
Yes, shot the gap. Very fortuitous for Colorado that they maintain possession. So another long entry pass where they kill their dribble.
Great hustle by Williams to get there. Can Arizona turn the turnover into points? No. But Bay is active on the glass, but then she turned it over. Inside of 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Weta took it at Williams, and it's going to be an offensive foul. Jada Williams got to the spot, and that's 4 on Weta.
Weta just trying to make something happen for Colorado, and yeah, rotation was there. Jada Williams got there.
Keep in mind that arc in the lane is invisible to the women's game. It's there in the paint, but there is no restricted arc for the women, so it's called a charge, and it's the 4th foul on Weta. Jones, a little hesitation at the top. Tough shot, tough finish. Skylar Jones. Tadair off for Sanders.
Oh, Sanders missed to there.
Benson's been good. Can they get something going for her? Cunningham's back on the floor for Arizona. Kick to the corner. Sanders for 3. Kennedy Sanders has 5. Big bucket for Colorado. 1:45 to go in the third to make it a 6-point game.
Freshman on freshman now with Sanders on Swan.
Cunningham on the inside for 2.
We keep seeing that weak side flash cut. Doesn't matter if it's guard or post for Arizona. Colorado struggled to defend.
Knocked out of bounds by Jones.
Sorry, I had to get the ball back to the official.
Good hands.
Thank you. Jones, dribble handoff there, turns the corner, kisses it off the glass, and then Colorado responds. It's the dribble penetration, pulls the weak side defender. Sanders spotting up in the corner.
Rolfe in, Jones out. Jones with 15 points. Didn't score in the regular season finale against Arizona State. Would love to face TCU in the next round because she went for a career-high 30 against the Horned Frogs in the February meeting. Cunningham out of sync again in the matchup with Colorado. It happened in the regular season in Boulder. She picked up 2 early fouls, never really got into the rhythm, had 4 points in just 13 minutes, and she's got her 4th foul today, and she makes the long, slow walk to the Arizona bench with 4 fouls. And Bay is going to get called for the foul. That will be her 3rd. Oh, correction. I thought the foul was on Bay.
They got Oliver.
The foul is on Colorado's Oliver. Correction. Swan. Williams from the free throw line. Silky smooth for 2. First points in the second half for Williams. Been a quiet scoring game for her, just with 5, averaging nearly 13.
The offense for Arizona in the latter part of this quarter's picked up because they've been running a lot of sets, and credit the Wildcats, they've been executing well.
Sanders on the drive and the finish. Well done by the freshman from Minnesota. She's got 7.
Another set play for Arizona, Eric.
Yeah, about 4 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock, but Arizona not wasting any time to get after it. They touched it last to be Colorado basketball, and they can hold for a final shot.
Well, something to watch. Colorado's perimeter players have been able to get all the way to the rim. The rotations have not been there by Arizona here in the third quarter.
Tadair will slow things down. Wants the screen, gets it from Masagayo. Tadair will pull up for 3, no. Rebound by Rolfe, 2 seconds, 1, and Williams, that comes after the buzzer, and that will do it for the third quarter. Arizona out. TCU, they come in here winners of 7 straight, 28-3 overall. They went 16-2 in the Big 12. They'll be making their first NCAA trip since 2010. After the Big 12 tournament. So you'll see them tomorrow against the winner of this game. That game to be played at 1:30 in the quarterfinal round. Game 1 of the quarterfinal tomorrow. K-State and West Virginia. That should be entertaining. K-State with an 80-65 win today over UCF. Serena Sundell went for 21-19 coming in the second half. Turnover by Colorado as we get things going here in the fourth quarter. Here's Bay against Masagayo. Makes the extra pass inside for Skylar Jones. 14 assists for Arizona on 21 field goals. Sanders, this time the foul will be on Bay, and that will be her 3rd.
Well, how good has Jones been? Just been active. This time follows the missed shot, easy rebound put back.
Mentioned Jones's career high against TCU. She was 4 for 4 from outside the 3-point line, 9 for 11 from the field. So she has moments like we're seeing here today against Colorado where she can really turn it on. Betson back into the game for Colorado. Minute gone by here in the 4th. Sanders can't get that to drop, and down goes Bay. That'll be a turnover. Question Arizona would have was Bay helped to the court, getting pushed down as she gets helped off the court by her teammates? But the officials say no, that she went down on her own, and it's a traveling violation. Colorado basketball.
Good double by Skylar Jones. Oh, and she's going to get called for the foul.
Jumped over and thought she had ball, but instead she gets called for the reach. That's her 2nd. Tipped off the backboard on the inbound pass by Paris. He'll stay with Colorado. Tadair, nowhere to go on the baseline. Back outside to Garzone as Colorado looks to get something going, down by 10. Garzone, a chance for a 3-point play. It's been a quiet day for her. That's her first points today after going for 21 against Houston.
When it could not have come at a better time for Colorado. Just puts her head down, and she is looking to get to the rim through the contact, trying for the and 1.
Grad student from Israel who played at Oklahoma State the previous 2 seasons. Can't finish off the 3-point play, and Bay has her 10th rebound to go along with 9 points. Jones has been the catalyst on offense for Arizona today. Paris looking for Williams. Not much happening right now for the Wildcats as Paris takes it to the right side. Now trying to take Sanders off the dribble, and a foul is going to be called on Kennedy Sanders. Two on Sanders, and it's Arizona ball on the baseline. Arizona looking for their 5th consecutive win and set up a meeting with TCU, the regular season champions, tomorrow here in Kansas City. Jada Williams brings it back out for Paris. Paris will launch with 5 on the shot clock. Rebound controlled by Grace Oliver for Colorado.
Betson was open on the run out and her teammates missed her.
Sanders on the turnaround. She's played well here today. She had her struggles yesterday, turned it over 6 times against Houston, but she's provided some scoring and taking care of the ball a little bit better today.
She's been aggressive offensively. For the most part, has made good decisions with the ball in her hands, and probably most importantly, only 2 turnovers here this afternoon.
Williams with the answer on the other end. 7 now for Jada.
And Betson's had some success one-on-one against Faye. I'd be eager to see if they can get her a touch and let her go one-on-one.
Garzone, Sanders in the corner, looking for 2 more and getting it. The freshman stepping up for Colorado. She's got 11. Looking for Bay on the post up. Pass wasn't on target. Taking advantage is Tadair. Tadair. Garzone from deep for 3. Williams on the counter quickly, and a foul's going to be called on Kennedy Sanders.
Well, sometimes you need an unexpected player to step up at crunch time, and that is Kennedy Sanders. She does it with a little turnaround and then soft little floater off the drive. Kennedy Sanders, the freshman's been so good for Colorado, especially here in the second half.
Weta comes into the game, and she doesn't come in for Sanders, so she's going to stay on the court with Weta. A little different combination now for Colorado with 6:14 to go in the 4th. And Jada Williams at the free throw line for Arizona. Excellent free throw shooter, 87%. That's 2nd in the Big 12.
Well, Eric, I would expect Weta to move to the point, move Sanders soft. We've seen her hit the 3. We've seen her then be able to create off the bounce.
Rare miss for Williams. And here is Weta. So Weta is, for the moment, at the 1, and they'll see if they can get Sanders in a spot to stay hot. Oliver, the entry, good pass, and the finish by Betson. Can Colorado get a stop on this end is the question, because Arizona is up by 2, and Jones has been good. Not this time. Colorado has hit their last 5 field goal attempts as they bring it up the floor with a chance to tie or take the lead. And Oliver and Jones battling, and Jones gets called for the foul.
Well, this is a set play, and it's the roll after the initial on ball. Betson rolls, found by her teammate. Huge bucket for Colorado to cut it to 2.
So Jones has 4 fouls. She's going to be replaced by Cunningham, who has 4 fouls.
And Weta's still on the floor with 4 fouls.
Weta inside, Betson trying to get the handle. Had the layup, but it's Sanders who knocks down a 3. Kennedy Sanders continues to light it up for Colorado. On the counter, that won't drop. Colorado has a 1-point lead and the basketball approaching 5 minutes to play here in the 4th.
And J.R. Payne immediately says to her team, slow down, calm down.
That was a big bucket by Sanders, of course, but when you think about what was happening, Betson had the layup. Sanders has another look. That's off the front iron. Betson couldn't convert, but they still had the presence of mind to get it to Sanders, and she finished. Paris forcing it a bit, sticking with it, and now tied up. And the possession arrow will send it the other way to Colorado when we come back with the Buffs in front in the 4th.
What fashion, picking up with some full court pressure. And the trap.
So can Colorado take care of the basketball is the big question. Sanders does so to get it across half court, and now Colorado can go to work with Weta. Cunningham on the floor for Arizona, playing with 4 personal fouls. Also, out of the timeout, Jones is on with 4 for Arizona. Garzone with a deep 3 is off the mark.
I gotta say, I'm not a fan of that shot because Betson had the mismatch with Williams defending her in the post, and they missed her.
Williams back out for Bay, trying to find Cunningham on the inside. No, batted out, and Bay tracks down the rebound for Arizona. Needs some help. Trouble at midcourt across the sideline. Williams trying to get out of trouble, picked up her dribble, and finally a foul is called on Colorado.
Timeout or foul? This is what the officials have to discuss. They get the foul because Adia Barnes was on the other side saying timeout.
So the foul is on. What does Arizona do out of that stoppage to go to video review? They're looking for Bay, posting up on Oliver. Back out to Cunningham. 8 on the shot clock for Williams. Williams will launch a 3! Takes a seat at midcourt as part of the follow-through. Big 3 from the kid from Kansas City to put Arizona in front by 2. Sanders kicks it over right side. Oliver can't hit the 3. Follows her miss. Can't get it. Not done. Can't get that, but was fouled.
I mean, Eric, what's a homecoming without a little heroics? Jada Williams, shot clock getting skinny. Makes it. Oh, mom's loving this.
I mean, if we were on the other side of the state in St. Louis, that arc on her shot may have hit the top of the gateway arch. That thing was up there, and then she was down there as part of her follow-through on her backside.
I think she lost her balance because she was watching the ball and then just lost her footing.
Ooh, Cunningham, tricky. They say Weta touched it last. I thought Cunningham was there.
I thought Cunningham got it as well.
It's going to be Arizona basketball. Every call critical here in a tight game approaching 3 minutes to go. A spot in the quarterfinals against TCU on the line. Jones has been excellent for Arizona. Williams looking for another one. Not this time, and the rebound pulled down by Betson. Weta. Back out top, Betson launches a 3. Can't get it. Tip back to Garrison, and a chance here for Colorado with a reset with 2:30 to go in the 4th. Weta. Good feed, finds Garzone for 2. Tied up again at 56. Cunningham for Williams. 2 minutes to go in the 4th. I think Williams was looking for the return to Cunningham. Jones went to throw it back outside. It was tipped by Colorado. 5 on the shot clock here for Arizona.
Well, she passed to the AD. But for Colorado, it starts with a great spacing. The dribble at the defender freezes Williams, and that's how Garzone is able to cut behind the defense and get that pass. Great pass, great finish.
Williams has to go quickly, launches another one. That's going to be well short and head out of bounds. Shot clock was expiring, so Williams launched the deep 3. And it's Colorado basketball. Arizona will bring the pressure here. Colorado looking to retake the lead.
And Eric, if you're Colorado, you don't want to catch this ball deep because Bay's been going to trap. There it is again.
Weta throws it into the front court. Colorado breaks the pressure, and they'll go to work, even at 56. Sanders, 12 of her 14, coming in the second half. Garzone, mid-range, count it, and the foul. Chance for a three-point play.
Arizona started this game so slow, but when her team has needed her, she has stepped up. Comes off that on-ball screen. Defender got bumped slightly, gave her enough time to get through, get the space, get the shot, get the foul.
Foul is on Rolf. That is her fourth. So Garzone at the free throw line. Remember, she was so good down the stretch from the line in the fourth quarter when Houston was making their comeback. Not this time, after going 6 for 6 in the fourth yesterday. But it's a 2-point lead for Colorado. Buffs have outscored Arizona 18-8 here in this fourth quarter. Bay for Cunningham. That won't drop. Good box out by Oliver. Freshman again for Colorado. Oliver, the freshman from Massachusetts. We talked about Sanders, the freshman, and Betson, the freshman. Difference makers for Colorado here in the fourth. Final minute of the fourth. Garzone, open three, no. Rebound by Arizona's Rolf, and Williams into the front court.
They posted up, trying to ask for the ball. They didn't get it to her.
Williams looking for the tie. Doesn't get it. Garzone's got the rebound.
Shot clock is off. Arizona needs to foul here.
Finally, the foul given by Arizona. Unfortunately, it was Rolf who had to give the foul, and that's her fifth. Had to give the foul, though. Needed to stop the clock.
Yes. And the official just had to go tell the Arizona coaching staff that Rolf had fouled out.
I also think the Arizona staff's trying to...
They're game planning right now.
Buy a little time here to map things out. They'll get Lauren Swan into the game, so Rolf heads off. Swan is on. Now, if it's a fouling situation for Arizona, keep in mind, too, Jones has 4, Cunningham has 4. Not a lot of time left on the clock, and big free throws coming here for senior Kendall Weta, 69% on the season.
Still a one-possession game. This is a big free throw for Colorado.
Arizona's got timeouts remaining here, so they'll take a timeout to advance it, you would think. There is the free throw. It's now a 2-possession game in the final minute. For the Buffaloes, getting it in here.
Eric, just getting the ball inbounded because Cunningham, the tallest player for Arizona, on Oliver, throwing the ball in. And to make sure you meet passes.
Betson's got it. They're trying to foul her. Finally called.
So if you're Arizona at the free throw line right now, yes, you're hoping for a miss, but most importantly, you want to box out. If there were to be a miss here by Betson, who comes in today shooting 75%, you want to make sure you're getting this offensive rebound. Arizona still has the 2 timeouts.
No free throws today for Betson, but just 11 of 14 on the season. She has not been there often, but coming up big right now. And as you mentioned before, this is the big one to make it a 2-possession game. Again, Arizona with 2 timeouts. Betson can't get it. Who can get the rebound? Fighting for it. And controlled by Bay long enough to get an Arizona timeout. Wonder if they'll go to the monitor to confirm time on the clock here.
That was a heads-up play by Bay. I didn't realize she had possession of it to get that timeout.
Officials feel good about the clock, 12.8. Arizona gets the timeout. They'll advance it to the front court. 1-possession game. So with 3 to tie and with 12.8 to go, you've got to think you're drawing up your best shot for a three-pointer.
I agree. I think with 12 seconds, they're going for the three here. That gives you time if there's a miss to get the kick out, to get a second chance opportunity. I got to go again. I'm going to go with why not go with another freshman? Go with Swan, who's shooting 40% from three on the season.
Her 2 threes have come in the second half. Again, Colorado with that foul to give. So, again, if you trust your team to give that foul after Arizona's run a little clock and change what they do, maybe make them use that final timeout. A lot of things in play right here. It starts with this inbound play. Jones to Williams.
And you're switching every screen as Colorado.
Williams kicks it out. Jones has the open look to tie. Front iron, no. Batted around with 3 seconds. Controlled by Colorado. And the Buffaloes with a fourth quarter comeback are advancing to the quarterfinals to take on TCU.